wanted to remove those from the previous video. Okay. Yeah, so back to it. So yeah, on the topic of wow, I just tapped out my game again. How smart of me. Okay, wow, that was risky of me. That was really risky of me. Good joke. Yeah, there's a lot of talk. Jones also, ask me. And if you ask me, I'm at why not? You know, like why not? I don't see any logical reason why Jones shouldn't fight Aspinall. Because Stipe Miocic is out of his prime, you know? And I feel like if Jones, once again, just like Khabib, Jones talks a lot on legacy. He does. If you watch Chael Sonnen's video about Jones and Aspinall, you know, he makes a very good point. You know, Jones talks a lot on legacy. And I think personally that Stipe Miocic is out of his prime. He hasn't fought in years. You know, I think he's been out of commission longer, if I recall, than John Jones. And you know, I think Stipe's last fight was when he correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Stipe's last fight was when he beat Daniel Cormier. You know? And that's also when Daniel Cormier retired, but I could be wrong on that matter. You know, someone correct me if I'm just talking out of my butt here. You know, and Tom Aspinall, you know, he's, you know, he was on a layoff for a bit of an injury for a bit, but he's much more in his prime. He's a much more like solid foe, a much more solid, substantially strong, and a better test opponent for John Jones. You know, he's young, he's in his prime, he's really good. So I think that'd be a better fight than his legacy offers. John Jones isn't the type to be scared of anyone, though. You know, look at John Jones. He has Vitor Belfort, Chael Sonnen, like, man, you name it, dude. He has done so much work fighting these other heavyweights, light heavyweights, and like Graves. He really has. So, I think he should fight Aspinall. I think that would be a really good fight to end off his career. You know, but we're not going to get that. No matter what, we're not going to get that because Jones he's made it a very solid point that he is ending his career off either on, you know, Sergey, who is the understudy for the Stipe Jones fight, or he's ending his career off on beating Stipe. And let's be honest, if Jones now, Jones was on like a 2-3 year layoff. He didn't fight since what, 2019? He was on a layoff for a pretty long layoff, and he came in and he guillotined Cyril Gahn in the first round. You know, and you know I could be a bit hypocritical here, you know, saying, you know, because Stipe could do the same thing, but I don't think Stipe has been in the gym as much as Jones. I don't think he's been actually actively fighting, you know. I don't mean to make fun of the guy. He's a certifiable freaking tough bastard when it comes to. But he did look a bit out of place there. When they did pans him in the audience, Stipe is maybe not in his best shape, you know, and even like maybe mentally, just didn't seem like he was really even expecting anything regarding fighting again. You know, it seemed like he was totally out of it. Which once again, I can't blame him. I don't understand why Stipe would want to fight. I would have to take a look at his fight tape or his Sherdog website to really see if he has been fighting in maybe Bellator or like something like that, you know, somewhere to that effect. But I think he's been on a layoff as well. I don't think he's been fighting. So I don't think Stipe would overall just be a good matchup for John Jones. And I think John Jones, if he's gonna end his career on a fight, he should have blatantly asked to fight Sergey or blatantly took in the Aspinall offer, because those would be two complete bangers to end off your career on. You know, because imagine John Jones, you know, boom, like. Think about like how big of an upset that was. Like, holy crap, John Jones, an almost like 40-year-old, like came back and just completely whooped Cyril Gahn, who has been like just like you know, like a hot knife through butter, you know, like a piss stream through snow through the entire division. You know, it's really crazy that he was able to do that. Oh wow, you scared the crap out of me. It's really crazy that he was able to do that, and I think it would be even more of what's the word, but it would he would gain another rung, you know, another sliver of evidence that he belongs in the GOAT conversation next to Khabib and GSP if he really can end off his career on beating Sergey or Aspinall, you know. And if you ask me, I am totally down for Jones staying around for as long as he wants. I don't think Jones is getting any worse anytime soon. No, he's like almost 40 and he's still just as good as he was when he was 26. Maybe not just as good, but you know, he's in good shape still. You know, maybe he's not on the steroids anymore, but still. Which that's a whole other conversation with USADA going away. You know, is Jones gonna do steroids? You know, is Jones gonna do steroids again because USADA is no longer gonna be really caring about that stuff because USADA is gonna be going away. You know. But then again, I don't know what the replacement for USADA is going to be. For all we know, the replacement for USADA could be something just as bad as USADA, you know? We don't know. I don't know, at least. Maybe there's details being released that I haven't heard. You know, MMA news or fight news or, you know, yada yada. You know, whatever else. But, you know, ultimately, in conclusion, I think it would be awesome to see Jones fight Aspinall. And I think that would be a pretty significant foe for him to beat. Because if you look at Aspinall's resume, his only losses really, you know, are that injury. You know, he hasn't really been knocked out. He hasn't really been submitted. And if you ask me, decision losses, I don't really think they count. You know? And that goes into a whole other thing I would like to talk about Israel Adesanya, because I feel like decision losses are complete baloney. I don't think they should be taken even remotely into consideration. But that's overall just a hot take. That is overall just a hot take, you know? Because decision wins, like, especially split decisions, like, call me crazy, but if it's a split decision win, you can make it a damn good conflict. I feel like, you know, Dana White has a bit of a stick up his ass, and I'm not afraid to say it. He has a bit of a stick up his ass, and everyone's asking for better gloves, more rounds, and he's just like denying them tooth and nail. You know? It's completely absurd. It's completely absurd, honestly. You know? He needs to start. He has done so much for the company, don't get me wrong. Dana White has been an impeccable president for the UFC. He's taken this company and pulled it from the dirt and made it into a damn. You know, like, I can see if UFC keeps up like this in the next decade, they'll be on the same level as the NBA or you know, sports like that. You know, like the NHL. That's just overall my opinion. And I'm happy that Dana's done so much for the company and made it an actual prominent sport. I just feel like there are some things that I definitely disagree with, because I think there's a whole other video, really, you know, to talk about this, you know, or a whole other stream, I should say, because I don't know, I have a lot to say, because I think, I mean, for the entire time, like, I've been watching UFC on and off, since I was like a kid. You know, and of course you can make the argument that there are some like double points. Wow, it's really hard to talk without cursing on YouTube. Damn, holy crap. But yeah, if you guys get what I'm saying, you know, it's just like, of course there's bad stoppages, but you know, you're always gonna get bad stoppages. And, once again, overall, I think we should just add more rounds to UFC fights because, you know, I think the first thing in my mind when I think we needed more rounds was Volkanovski and Islam Makhachev. That fight needed more rounds. It really did. Because that, and of course, you know, whatever, you know, Islam knocked out Volkanovski in the first round in the second fight. Whatever. I'm not even going to take that into consideration. Not even because I particularly like Volkanovski. I'm not really a huge fan of him. I will admit, I just like to think that Volk just didn't see himself. Volk completely did not see himself in that fight. Yeah, I think they should fight again. I don't want to get too off topic. But I think I've said all I have to say about the gentleman. That's my opinion of it. But I do think I do personally, I think I have a pretty significant opinion on